Have you been thinking, I wish I could improve my wealth? Maybe it's time to move, then this episode is for you.
You're listening to the Dynamic Women podcast. Each week, you'll be inspired by our global community of women. They'll share with you tools and stories to help you be dynamic in every area of life. Here's your host, award-winning coach, and the CEO and founder of Dynamic Women, Diane Ralston.
Hello, lovely dynamic women, and welcome to the Dynamic Women podcast. I am Diane Ralston, your host, and today I have the lovely Auriemma-McKay. Hi, Emma.
Hello there. It's exciting to be here.
Yes. I'm happy to have you because I know a lot of my listeners, especially those that are in like the really hot real estate market in BC, have been thinking like, I want to move, but prices are too high, or I want to increase my wealth, but I don't know how to do it. I want to, I've been working from home. I don't like my home anymore. So I know that you can really help them. Now, listeners, let me tell you more about Emma so that you know why I'm so confident that she can help with this. So Emma is an architect and interior designer and is known as the Homeowner's Dream Home Manifestor. That's a cool title. And the Realtor's architectural advisor. With her design services, she helps business professionals find space in their current home so they can be productive and working and also enjoy the many activities that we now do at home while expressing who they are and how they live. In her 20 years of working with her clients and her experience of flipping homes, she realized how homeowners need guidance through the journey of remodeling. And that's why she created the digital program, Ultimate Home Remodeling Blueprint. Emma published her #1 bestseller, Homeowner's Guide to Stress-Free Remodeling. And if you're watching the YouTube video of this, you can see the book right beside Emma. And she hosts the podcast called Stress-Free Remodeling. Both resources prepare you for the remodeling process to work with your architect and find the right team. Most importantly, they will help you avoid costly mistakes. And her digital program for realtors helps their clients envision how any home can be a dream home. She also hosts the Real Estate Professionals podcast, where she interviews business experts who share their strategies for success. Okay, that's exactly why we needed you here. You're going to help us to figure out how can we grow our wealth with our home, right? That's what we're going to do today. So Emma, we are spending more time at home these days, more than maybe we want to. So how can we use our home more efficiently?
Well, first thing is think about it creatively. We move into a home and sometimes we have the floor plan and it's labeled dining room, living room, bedroom. And maybe, we're not going to be using those same spaces for that activity. I have clients now who have moved their office into their dining room because they didn't need a big dining room any longer, right? Just last year we couldn't have our families over and friends and visiting. So that helps them just contain their dining, their family dining in their kitchen area. I have clients who need separate bedrooms. So rethink the master bedroom. Maybe that can become a gym or an office area, and you take 2 smaller bedrooms in your home. Yeah. So it's just rethinking the spaces and what you actually need, how it's going to function. There's another client I have who actually has a podcast too. And he was jammed into his little guest room with one tiny window. And so we looked at his house and said, you've got your big master bedroom. He's single now. So he moved his whole production into his master bedroom where he had big windows, nice view out the window. So it's just rethinking what you can do somewhere else in your home.
Yeah. So listeners, the 2 things I just took away from that, one is you can even temporarily change your space depending on your current needs. And I know that the moms out there, that you've probably been very creative with where is the crib going before it's actually time to have a bedroom. And the other piece here is maybe where you spend the most time during the day should have the most space. So that dining room, like you were saying, or take the master bedroom. I love that. Flip the room kind of titles on its head. That's
right.
good.
And another thought too, I love this idea, is that we need a work surface, when we're working, a counter space. So what other rooms besides a kitchen and a bathroom have countertops? Usually the laundry room. There's some pretty good size laundry rooms. You've got a perfect workspace. Usually it's at the end of the house, quiet, not if the machines are going, but
Yeah.
it's a good place. Just get a higher chair, or you can modify part of the cabinets to make it working height.
Yes, because so many people think, oh, the office has to be the kitchen table or the dining room table. I hate that space. That's like the center of everything in my world.
Yeah, no privacy.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the thing is that in some circumstances, it may be required to make changes in the home, bigger changes maybe. How can we prepare for that process? Because it can be quite crazy, an upheaval to life. How do we do that?
It's overwhelming, I know, but
Yeah.
it's really observing and understanding how your family operates and how you live, how you use the spaces. We were talking about, if you need two separate bedrooms, you don't need one big bedroom perhaps. So it's really understanding how your family lives and what they like to do and where they like to do it. And also thinking about the kind of really special place you want to make for yourself. I had a client that loved to have her coffee in the morning sunny window. So find a place where you could really make that wonderful personal space for yourself. It really takes a lot of planning, and in my program that I created for the digital course there, and even with my clients, that's how that came about. We really go through a lot of questions and to really understand what they need. You might think, well, the kitchen area is a perfect example. We want to redo our kitchen. Well, why? Is it because you use your outdoor space a lot, so you need access close to the outside, or maybe you have to make an opening it's to outside, or maybe you're closed in and you need to remove a wall so you can interact with your guests as you're cooking and preparing. And then, as you know, everyone congregates around your kitchen anyway. So it's really understanding what you need. And it can almost be a whole family exercise. Think about when you're moving into a new house or looking for a new house. Everyone in the family can write their wants. And then you look at common ones, non-negotiable ones, and then kind of the trade-off ones. So you can really see what people are thinking about and what their wants and needs are. So you really can enjoy living in your home.
Yeah, because it's not just about what looks good in a magazine.
Yeah.
Or when you go to the design store or whatever, like what it actually looks like. It's how are you living your life, and what are your habits, and what are your routines, and what are your desires for the type of life you want to have. Yeah, that's so much more important. And probably the way you have your life, or the routines, or how you think it would work better, like you were saying, access to the outside. In the future, the next homeowner would probably really appreciate that. And that's also how you would increase the wealth, because we're changing how we use our homes compared to how we use them a decade to 20, 30, 40 years ago even.
Right.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So what I'm curious, what are the most effective and impactful changes that can be made?
Most of them are very simple.
Yeah.
They can be paint, freshening up your house with paint, and you can have fun with it too. People across the country sent me, hey, we're painting our living room. What colors should we get? And they sent me these dark colors. And I said, well, you have a really large space, but do you want it to feel kind of dark and cozy like that? And they said, no, we want it more lively. Okay, so go lighter. Paint is so easy, and you can have fun with it. Lots of colors. I would just caution about the colors, because they really do affect us emotionally.
Yeah.
And especially having, say, red in the bedroom, it's seems like a cozy color, but it actually kind of gets our blood pumping. So to be
Yeah.
in a restful state, that's kind of a dichotomy there. So colors can really affect, but also really energize as well. Another thing which can help the value of your home is your flooring. What's popular now are hard surfaces. Carpet is kind of out. It might be appropriate for bedrooms, but for overall areas, there's those wonderful, really durable vinyls now.
Yeah.
Ceramic tiles that look like hardwood floorings and engineered floors. So flooring is really good too. And if you are in a older home, everyone's loving those open floor plans. So you may need to take some walls out to really make that space flow. In the industry, however, I've been hearing that they're talking about new homes making smaller spaces again, which I hope they don't, because I think all of us enjoy those great spaces where we can see a lot of light coming in and outside. I worked in designing hotels for many years. And as you know, in hotels, they have meeting rooms and sliding doors to make those spaces flexible. So you can do similar things like that to your larger spaces, smaller, without adding walls, because I think it's all about flexibility.
Yeah.
And also on the outside too, curb appeal, simply keep your nice landscaping. Newer homes, say 10, 15, 20 years, a lot of the communities have kind of regulated landscapes. So that's pretty much set for you. But in an older home, just keep things trimmed and looking nice. And that's a big value pumper too.
Yeah. So I'm hearing the easiest fix would be the paint, and then next would be the floors, and the no cost is just keep it clean.
Yeah. And it's always, of course, kitchen and bathrooms. Those are always top items that are going to increase the value of your home and also enhance your enjoyment of using those areas.
Yeah. So Emma, you mentioned kitchens and bathrooms are a really great place to go to increase the wealth of your home. Are these the ones that bring the highest value? That's what I've heard. Is there anything else that could bring a high return on investment?
Funnily enough, in older homes, again, having a new front door and garage door, that's a return of 100% or more. I just wanted to talk about this return on investment a little bit because you're doing something to your home, it doesn't mean you're going to get the full 100%. In the gift that I'm offering today is Grow Your Wealth with Your Home. There is a chart that I've combined different resources that gives you an estimated return on your investment. So with kitchen remodels and bathroom remodels, one of a really interesting thing is minor updates, say like changing the cabinets from the older dark ones to lighter ones. That kind of thing can return a higher percent than like gutting it and starting all over. It's about a 10% difference. You'll get 10% more for the upgrade. So you don't have to think about major things.
Yeah.
It's like I say, it's a guideline, but also you have to think of your home and how you're using it. Are you planning to move? Is this kind of an investment so you can increase the value of your home and get to your next level home sooner? So you're going to be strategizing a little bit. And even if you work with a real estate professional, they can help you also key into what's really happening in your locale to really help you with those projects. But also doing one project, it won't give you that 100%, but maybe doing a couple together will really boost it over 100%. So it's so dependent on the locale, your home, the neighborhood. So it's just a good reference and a guide because, when you change your home, it's in reference because you have certain needs that your current home isn't meeting. So you have to evaluate that. But it's a great guideline to give you an idea that just because you're doing this, you may not get the full return. What's really popular now too is, we're extending our living to outside. Outdoor living spaces are becoming really popular, and even pools, different amenities in your home. So it's so dependent on where you are and how it's going to serve you and your family too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one thing again to be cautious of is if it's not your forever home and you're going to be moving, you know, if you are doing this, thinking about increasing the value of your home, don't go totally crazy so that you're the most expensive home on the block, so to speak. You know,
Yes.
if it's your forever home, yeah, do it, do whatever you want. But if it is an investment with a shorter future in mind, just keep in mind the comps and what's going on in your neighborhood. Again, a real estate professional can help you guide around that information.
Yeah. Yeah. And you mentioned about some guide. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? What's this guide? I hope you're going to give to our listeners here. So what is it?
This is the one. It's called Grow Your Wealth with Your Home. So
Hmm.
lots of ideas, things we've been talking about today. There's even cost estimates for doing some of those things. For instance, removing a wall or putting a opening in a wall, and also the chart that I mentioned of
Yeah.
those top projects that will increase your home. It'll give you estimates on the return on investment. So I think
Nice.
it'll really be helpful.
Yeah, and we'll make sure that that's in the show notes as well. But did you just want to say what the link is so that anyone listening can just write it down?
Yes, stressfreeremodeling.com/grow your wealth. So
Awesome.
it's stressfreeremodeling.com/grow your wealth.
Yes. Awesome. So next, let's go yes, there's benefits to your wealth. Yes, there's benefits to your life. Are there any other benefits to making changes in your home?
It is kind of the dynamics of family.
Hmm.
Think about when you make some changes, how you're going to feel. Say when you get a new outfit, how do you feel in that? It's, you know, you feel really confident, prideful, and
Yeah.
making little changes like that around your home is going to affect how your family is. Say if you have teenagers and you're having trouble having them make their bed or clean their room, if you freshen up your home, you know, it may be easier, you know, they may enjoy it too. So it may be easier to get those kids to do what you want. And and also think about more outdoor areas where you can enjoy dinners outside or playing games outside. You know, it's making those little changes. It's just going to change the dynamic and how everybody feels about their home. And our home is such
Yeah.
a special place.
It is. It
Yeah.
is. It's funny, last night, I think in preparation for this today, I had a dream that we had moved into this kind of like a penthouse or something, but there was no outdoor space. You were in a building. And I was like, it's going to take me forever to walk outside. And it wasn't, it was so funny because in this dream, I was like, I just have a little patio, but I'm like, I want my little patio back. I don't have any outdoor space now. I don't have any trees beside me. And so for me, that is it. That's huge. I would love a really big backyard, but I also don't know if I want all of the upkeep of that as well. So I guess that's another thing to think about is where do you enjoy spending time the most? And what don't you want to do to your house or don't want a big backyard? I don't want to have to take care of it. So that's kind of a good thing. So that could be a mistake. What do you find to be some of the biggest mistakes that people make when they plan to change part of their house?
I think there are three big things.
Eh,
First of all, understanding your budget or having a budget. First thing, if you ask an architect or designer what you want to do, first thing they're going to ask you, what's your budget? So
Exactly.
that's one thing. But you know, you're going to have to know how much you can borrow if you're going to be going to a financial institute, or is it going to be the money that you saved up for your project? Second thing, people go to contractors first because they aren't skilled, they don't have the training as we do as architects and designers to really see space in your home and how it can be really used efficiently and changed. Every client I have, I was just working on a kitchen remodel where they're going to do a laundry room and a bathroom and So I showed them the plans. Oh, wow, we never thought of that. So, you can get so much more out of your home if you go to an architect first. You'll get, I always say, I'm a cake. I like to have my cake and eat it too. And I want my clients to have it too. So there's always a way we can get you everything for the budget that you want. So please do that first. And the third thing is not being aware of the possibilities, and that's where a professional can help you.
Yeah, like even what you were saying about it's the ability to maybe put your office in your laundry room, or to take over the master bedroom to make it into a recording studio or an office. Maybe you need to bring in other people. I know that for me, when I had my more local assistant, she would come in and work in my space. Well, it would have been nice, yeah, if we had our own like big office in the house to go and work in, so that we could close the door and not be affected by everything else around us. So, and I can see why these mistakes also would cost us money in having to, like, we went maybe way beyond where we needed to go, or they cost us money because we didn't make the right decisions for our lifestyle, or they cost us way more because we didn't need to add on an addition. We just needed to do one of your little hacks, like put your office in the laundry room if you need, right? Just a desk there. I love it. I love it. Now, on a kind of more business side for you, what are you working on these days?
Well, I have a really fun event coming up in September. It'll start Monday, September 13th for 5 days. And it's called exactly what we were talking about, Find Space in Your Place. There'll be an organizer, a handyman talking about fixes. I'll be talking about finding space creatively, and a real estate professional who will talk about, what those best fixes are and what's hot on the market today. So it'll be just 1 hour a day. So it's not a big time consumer. So I'm excited about that.
I love that. And if you don't see that link in the show notes, it means that we just published this before the event was live. And so please just follow Emma or go to her website or other places to be able to, or reach out to her if you would like to attend that event. So as we kind of bring this to a close, Emma, I've learned some really great, I don't know if we want to call them hacks or life lessons almost, on how to love the home I'm in and to be able to build wealth in my home in creative ways. And I'll admit, because my husband's an electrician, we have been cutting out the designer because he knows how to do a lot of things and he's got his colleagues who are in the trades and they can all just come in. But I now see the stronger benefit for our wealth in order to bring in an architect and a designer and someone who really has the expertise in this. So what's the final message that you want to leave with my listeners?
Well, I love that Nike logo, just do it. So if you're thinking about making some changes, you can start with baby steps, even just to get a feel of how it's going to change. If you have pillows in your bedroom that can go in your living room, change them out just to see a change your furniture around. So just to get that excitement going and how differently you can use your home. But, if you are thinking about making some changes, go ahead and do it. You're going to be making memories in a home you love, enjoying it even more, as we talked about. So just do it.
Just do it. And what I find a lot of times with my clients who are looking to achieve their goals is they've maybe held off on certain goals because they think it costs a lot of money, or they think it's really hard, or they don't have the expertise. And when I've said to them, well, just start with those things, just see how much it costs, talk to an expert about it and to figure it out. Just start planning out what that could look like. A lot of times the response is, it's not as much as I thought, or it's a lot easier to do that, the timeline isn't as long. And that was the case with us with getting new blinds for the house. We'd been holding off. And eventually I was just like, okay, how much are they? And how long does it take? And how much work do we have to do? And I was like, man, I wish I'd done this years ago, because it was such an easy fix, such a cheap fix, and the experts knew how to do it right. And that's what you are, Emma. You're an expert in what you do. So I encourage all of you listeners, pick up one of her books, go to her website, see the different information that she has there. Make sure you pick up that guide, because while we talk today about a lot of different things, we really just scratched the surface. And if you want to grow your wealth with your home, then grab the guide so that you actually have the templates and the tools to use. That's the most helpful. So thank you again, Emma, for being here.
Thank you for having me. This was really fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too. So for those of you listening, if you love this episode, please share with a friend who maybe needs to do a little remodeling in their home. This might give them the spur or the idea to make that happen. And if you haven't yet, please write a review so that other people see the review and go, oh, maybe I should check this out as well. And know that if you hit subscribe, you will get notifications of upcoming episodes. I alternate between me sharing some tools, tips, and tricks and strategies and stories from my life about really how to have a full balanced life while being a business leader. And every other week, I bring on a phenomenal, skilled expert like Emma, and you don't want to miss out on our future experts as well. So until next time, everyone, stay dynamic. Bye.
Thank you, Dynamic Women, for joining us today. Please hop on over to iTunes to subscribe and leave us a review. Who do you know who needs to hear our message? We'd love it if you'd share our channel with your friends and family. If you're ready to be more dynamic, have more balance and more success, head over to www.dynamicwomenclub.com/free gift for your Key to Success book. Stay dynamic.